Cowboys are struggling right now, but that doesn't mean that you can't enjoy your game day with PrizePicks. It's the easiest way to play daily fantasy sports. Just pick 2 or more players, choose if they'll go for more or less on their stat projections, and you can win up to 100 times your entry. The best part is you can make your picks and submit them in less than 60 seconds. What makes PrizePicks so cool are their promotions like Taco Tuesday, where they discount select player projections up to 25%. That's extra value every single week on your picks. Plus, with quick withdrawals, easy gameplay, and tons of players to choose from, it's no wonder that PrizePicks is the #1 daily fantasy sports app. And getting started is a breeze. Just go to prizepicks.com and use code DoubleMove to receive a guaranteed $50 when you play just $5 in lineups. Again, that is prizepicks.com with promo code DoubleMove for your guaranteed $50. Click the link in the description, use my promo code, and start making your picks today. PrizePicks, daily fantasy made easy. The Cowboys fall to the 49ers once again, making them 0-4 against San Fran since the 2020 season. 30-24 was the final score, but it felt like the game was much worse than that. But once again, Dallas was able to pull themselves back in the game and have a chance to win it at the end, but they couldn't get it done. This team has issues, and I'm not telling you anything that you don't already know. And the Trayvon Diggs outburst after the game just proves that everyone's minds are not in the right place. Now, I want to make a full video on that, so make sure you are subscribed to the channel so you don't miss that. But Diggs was out here yelling at reporters about a mid-game tweet before he even took his shoulder pads off, which is just absurd at this point. That's going to be talked about on ESPN, and it's probably one of the most embarrassing parts about this game. But let's talk about what happened on the field. All things considered, the defense didn't get folded in half like they did in Week 6 against the Lions. I mean, they still gave up 469 total yards, 7.3 yards per play, 223 yards on the ground, 6.2 yards per carry. So, okay, maybe they did get folded in half, but they only allowed 30 points, and the offense didn't do much to help the situation. And if you guys consistently watch the channel, you watch my game previews where I do the 5 keys to victory and try to sort out how I think Dallas can win a game. And going into this one, I did my preview video, and I said the Cowboys can win this game. I thought it was winnable, and I still 100% believe that they could have, because out of the 5 keys that I talked about, Dallas did about 2.5 of those things right. But let's look at the first 2 keys that I talked about, because that's where the game was won and lost. Key number 1 was ground and pound, stop the run. Now, in the first, second, and fourth quarters of the game, the run defense was okay. Not great by any stretch, but they were okay. In the third quarter, the 49ers came out and gashed them for like 35 yards on the first 2 plays. Isaac Guerendo had 2 really big runs, and then it was just all downhill from there. In total, the defense gave up 223 yards on the ground. The Niners still averaged 6.2 yards per rush on the night, and they still leaned on that to close out the game. And somehow, with this defense and what we've seen this year, it still didn't feel that bad. Now, maybe I'm numb to how bad this defense is. Someone let me know down below in the comments. Did the run defense seem that bad to you guys? Maybe my standards have dropped so much, or I'm just so numb watching this team get gashed on the ground that it didn't seem that bad. Based on the numbers, it was that bad, and they didn't stop the run. 223 yards is quite the chunk. I mean, that's almost more than Dallas had on offense in total. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments, and let's get on to key number 2. And I said going into the game, the Cowboys offense wasn't going to get much on the ground. I mean, that's not breaking news or anything if you watch Cowboys games. But, I mean, they've only ran the ball decent in like 1 game this year. So that's why I had key number 2, as the quarterback had to play good to great. And it's going to be like that for the rest of the season. He's going to have to be the catalyst to winning games. But last night, he was a big reason that this game got out of hand in the third quarter. It was the exact opposite of what I thought should happen. Dak didn't play good. And the reality of the situation is the roster is not good enough to carry bad quarterback play. Dak has to play good to great every single week, or the Cowboys are at risk of being blown out. Not winning the game, not barely losing the game. If Dak doesn't play good, they will get blown out. And last night, Dak wasn't good. He was actually pretty bad for 3.5 quarters. The offense did turn it on in the fourth, but by that point, it's too little too late. And the issues that we've seen with Dak this year just continued in this Niners game. He was forcing the ball. He was making poor decisions. His pocket awareness has been an issue this year. He doesn't trust his offensive line. He's still jumping around in the pocket, not settling in. It's a complete mess right now. And I'm not in the camp of saying Dak sucks, you gave him a bunch of money, and now he just completely stinks, and he is the reason that you're losing so bad. But it is fair to say that the talent around him has regressed, while he has also regressed to a level of play that is not a franchise quarterback. Granted, we talked about it. The defense wasn't good. They're not good. They're not going to be good. But they still gave Dak and the offense a chance to win the game last night. And that's all you can ask for at this point, a chance. And they couldn't get it done. Yes, Dak had a dime down the sideline to Turpin that Turpin dropped. And it should have been caught, no doubt about it. It hit Turpin square in the chest. But Dak also had a throw into quadruple coverage that should have been picked off right before that throw. I like Dak as a quarterback. I think he's a good quarterback, but he's not completely immune to criticism. I feel like with Dak Prescott, you have to be on one side or the other. You think he's completely trash, or you think that he's a top 5 quarterback in the league. But the reality of the situation is he's playing with a bad team, a team that has less talent than you need to succeed, but he's also playing below average and not giving this team a chance. He wasn't good last night for 85% of the game, and it hurt the team. Now, I titled my preview video something like the Cowboys can win the 49ers game or something like that. And yes, if you watched the game last night, Dallas could have won. That was a winnable game. They were up 10-6 going into the half. The Dallas defense gave up 9 points total throughout the first, second, and fourth quarter. In 3 quarters, Dallas outscored the Niners 24-9. In the third quarter alone, Dallas was outscored 21-0. Zip. Some reason with this team, the wheels completely fall off in the third quarter. The offense sputtered out, the miscues started to pile up, the 49ers run game started gashing this defense, and the Niners put up 21 unanswered points, and by that point in the game, it felt like it was over, because it was over. The bar is pretty low for this defense at this point, considering the injuries and how they've played up to this point, but I thought they had a better game last night. Considering they're missing like 4 or 5 starters on defense, they at least got some stops, and they got a big stop to give the offense a chance to go down and win the game. And that's really all you can ask for. We're not going to lean on this defense to win games. You're going to have to lean on the offense and Dak Prescott to go down and get a score and win. So I would say that the defense did their jobs. It's not one thing failing this team, it's the other, because the offense couldn't gain a single yard on that do-or-die drive. 4 straight incomplete passes with more than 3 minutes to play in the game. They couldn't move the ball a single yard. They had all the time in the world, 3 minutes on the clock. You still had the clock stoppage at the 2-minute warning. There was no reason to panic and start slinging the ball into triple coverage. And we'll rant about this in another video, but Mike McCarthy just cannot situationally figure out what he wants to do. He likes to run the ball in situations where you shouldn't be running the ball, but when they have time to spare on the clock, you should probably get your offense settled in, start moving the ball a little bit, even if it's 3, 4, 5 yards. McCarthy would rather sit back there and sling it 4 times for a 4 and out to end the game. It just doesn't make sense to me. His understanding of situational play calling, it just doesn't make sense. And honestly, they're just void of talent at this point. Below average quarterback play, a below average roster, a below average head coach, in my opinion, is going to get you a record like 3-4. You are what your record says you are. And that's just the reality of the situation at this point. So thank you guys so much for watching the video. If you enjoyed, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate you guys. probably as mad as you are, coming out here, checking out the channel, watching the video. I love you all, and I'll see you later this week. More videos to come. Bye.